Alors, so here we are in California, exactly in Newport, where I am here with my wonderful friend Natalia. And as you all know, Natalia, we have started the series of Globetrotter. Natalia, welcome and so glad to meet you here in Newport, California. Thank you for coming over to meet me.
Thank you, Joyce. It's a pleasure to be face to face.
I know.
And I'm very excited to talking about a few other destinations today.
Yes. So last time, as you know, we talked about Pitcairn Island, and we touched base as well on
Papua
New Guinea. A lot of people were very, very much interested. They did find it really, really informative as well. And so I know this time around you're going to give us some wonderful information on the two destinations that we have chosen to do. As you know, Natalia is a globetrotter. She goes all around the world traveling, but also discovering how the people will live, not just passing by, but she really goes to the people, the local, try to stay with them, to eat with them, just like she did with Pitcairn Island, and we all followed this adventure together with her. So today we are going to talk about Bhutan, and we are going to talk about Mongolia. So there's a lot to talk about. So thank you so much for sharing your adventure, your trip over there with us. So let's start with Bhutan.
Okay, wonderful. Bhutan, what an incredible country. I definitely recommend it as a destination. Well, Bhutan, as you said, is a tiny little country perched in the Himalayas, next to Mongolia, sort of northeast of India. And it's a country that is still very secluded to the world. They don't want mass tourism. They're very, they control a lot about who comes into Bhutan. I mean, of course, it's possible to go. It's just that they pride themselves of being not necessarily quite closed and selective on the tourism.
On the tourism.
Yeah.
So just explain to us, how did you do your journey from California to Bhutan?
So from California, I actually flew. So to get to Bhutan, you have to go either through India or through Bangladesh. There might be another destination, but it's actually hard to get there. You have to fly into Paro. The capital of Bhutan is called Thimphu, but Paro is sort of where the airport is. It's a very mountainous country, so actually the airport it's actually quite scary to land in Paro, and so there's no big planes coming into there. That means that you need to arrive to another city. So in this case, from California, I flew into to Bangladesh.
Yes.
I was in Dhaka. Actually, I stayed in Dhaka for a few days.
Very nice.
It's a country, also a very interesting country. Maybe it's not as touristy and as beautiful sights as in Bhutan, but I'm always curious about going everywhere. So we did stay, my mother and I, a few days in Dhaka. And as you probably can see in some pictures of Dhaka, which was very interesting. And from Dhaka, we flew into Paro.
Yes.
So that was one way to get there. And when you arrive to Paro, one of the things when you're booking to go to Bhutan, you have to go through an agency. You have to be hosted by a guide the whole time.
So the whole time, so you cannot do this on a click on internet.
You can do it, but you have to find an agency that is going to, so it has to be like pre-organized. You can go independently, because I like to travel independently. So it's just my mother and I with a tour guide and a driver. But sometimes there's small groups, maybe 5-10 people, but it has to be organized somewhat. So when they asked me what I wanted to do, I definitely said I wanted to, of course, see the sights of Bhutan. There's some incredible monasteries, but we also wanted to go and do some homestays, stay with families, because we like to do that very much.
Yes.
So, and we wanted to go to east part of Bhutan, which is less known.
Yes.
So we sort of explained what we wanted to do. We also mentioned that we wanted to stay at a monastery if it was possible.
So which monastery did you stay?
You will see, I don't remember the name.
But you're showing. I'm sure you're seeing the photos as we are talking, and you have amazing materials that you're going to send to us, and that we are seeing at the moment. So
we stayed in a monastery. So more or less we explained what we wanted to do. So by the time we arrived, I mean, first of all, the people are extremely welcome. welcoming. They're very lovely. Our guide, his name is Shultrim. I still remember his name. We still send each other messages. I was there, I don't know, I think it's 8 years ago. We're still, every once in a while we send a little message. We're in touch with him. He was really very special. So yeah, our trip started, of course, in Thimphu, in the capital, in Paro. We visited so many monasteries, so many the palaces where the royal family lives. And so our first stop when we left Paro was to go to stay in this monastery.
Yes.
Basically, it's a school where people are studying Buddhism, and it was unbelievable. There's some things that I couldn't record. For example, our sessions inside the temple when they were singing. I could record the singing part. Of course, I couldn't video, but the sound of how they were singing, it was just unbelievable to be there at 5 a.m, just by sunrise, and just hearing everybody in the temple singing. And maybe we can play a little bit of that sound. It would be great.
It would be great to hear.
Sharanam gacchami, dharmam sharanam gacchami, sangham sharanam.
So they were learning how to be monk?
They're learning how to be monk. Basically, a lot of people in Bhutan at some point in their life, especially males, go off and learn about spirituality. Some go more in depth and they decide to be monks, and some others just pass a few years studying Buddhism. And it's a wonderful religion, philosophy, and spreading peace, tolerance, self-awareness, detachment. So it was really wonderful to be there, to spend some time with these people. Some were very young, and it was in a beautiful setting. And it was nice. For example, on Sunday, many of them are just adolescents or young adults, and you could see in Sunday, for example, they were playing football with their costumes,
with a how you call that? The dress that they wear. Yes. Oh wow.
Football, and they were just living their lives as well. And by the way, to get to all these monasteries, you have to walk there. There's no roads, so they're quite secluded. So that was another very interesting part. Definitely, if you go to Bhutan, you need to to hike and to walk.
So you have to be physically fit in one way, no?
Especially if you want to reach certain monasteries. Yes. The monastery that maybe I want to talk more about is a very, very famous one that probably a lot of your viewers have seen pictures of. It's called the Tiger's Nest.
The Tiger's Nest, yes. And as we are talking, you are, I'm sure, seeing those beautiful photos that Natalia took while you were there.
So to get to Tiger's Nest, it's the most popular tourist destination. So of course there was a lot of people, but it's a long hike up the mountain. This is a temple that is literally perched in the middle of the mountain. It's unbelievable how it was built. It's hard to understand how they could bring all the material and remember what year it was built. But back in the day, just the technology to bring the rocks and the equipment and everything to build this beautiful monastery.
Amazing.
And maybe it took us 3 or 4 hours walking up. We were stopping. I was there with my mother, and we're just taking it easy. But it was the most worth hike. It was beautiful. There's still monks living in this monastery. It was incredible. It's not the place where you normally stay, like in the other monastery where I was able to stay there, but you can go and spend some time there.
So then after that you have to walk back 4 hours. Okay.
The way down, it can be a little bit faster, but we were taking it easy. But definitely was a whole day trip to Tiger's Nest. Now in Bhutan, they have some incredible hotels. They have some very luxurious. For example, the Aman hotels. They have different properties all around Bhutan.
Okay.
They have the one and only. They have some really nice hotels.
Hotel,
The
yes.
Six Senses.
Yes.
We were at the spa there, so you can do some luxurious traveling there. But then, of course, you can have more simple hotels as well. But it's interesting to see, how Aman hotels, for example, they always pick interesting destinations. Well, they have quite a number of properties just in Bhutan. And so then another thing that we decided to do was to go to the west part of Bhutan, where it's even less touristy, and to be able to see how they live. And we had a family that hosted us, and in this beautiful house, as you can see in the pictures.
Wow.
Actually, in Bhutan, it's a country that, even though maybe the GDP is not as high, but actually people are not poor at all. They help each other. For example, you see these amazing, beautiful houses, and you wonder how they build them. And apparently, everybody in the community helps each other to build a house. So for a few years, all the effort goes to the family. That is going to build a house. Everybody's helping, and then
that's a beautiful way to live together in harmony and community.
Absolutely. So we were with this family, which is always wonderful, because just as much we want to learn from them, they also want to learn from us.
Yeah. So what did you learn from them? What did you take home with you?
So, first it was a little bit the day-to-day way of living, very relaxed, not very stressed. I think for me, the thing that I took back, the most interesting thing, is how Bhutan measures wealth. I don't know if you've heard about the gross national happiness. So Bhutan is a country that, instead of measuring wealth based on how much money or how the economy is going, they measure wealth in terms of happiness, spiritual happiness, family ties, sort of all that richness that comes not necessarily from money. And they actually have a center of like a think tank, like a center in the capital, where they're studying this phenomena or this maybe this way of living and measuring wealth in those terms. But it's embedded in the whole culture. So, for example, when I was talking to people in Bhutan, they were all asking me, when I was sharing a story, they were all asking me, how did that make you feel? Or are you happy? Or a lot about my feelings and how that represented in terms of my well-being or my happiness. I've never had that question asked so many times, like I was happy and how my family. And so really, that is a very interesting thing, and I really enjoy to see how people value that more than necessarily money or economic
things. It shows you that maybe it's a culture that is less self-centered, because it's true that not a lot of people will put themselves in other people's shoes. Like, you don't see this usually in the population, to understand, are you happy? Is that okay? Are you okay? We
talk about spirituality, family ties, contact with nature. They measure in many different aspects, and that's how they talk to the population, just to make sure that they're there. They have they're covering all these points, and you really see it in the culture. They're very spiritual as well, and so being in this house with this family, we got to spend some time talking about all these things, of course, with our guide throughout our
yes, because I was going to ask you, what language do you use?
So pretty much like in all the countries that I travel, nowadays English is sort of the international language of communication. So this guide had a very good level of English. Of course, in the homestay, they didn't speak any English, but our guide was able to translate.
Yes,
and you can see some of the videos here, how we're like having meals, and we're all sitting together on the floor, and we're having very nice conversations. And Shultrim was able to translate. We do a lot with our phones, showing videos about our country, about our family. That's a way to sort of can bring a little bit of, because they want to know about us as well, and why we're there. So
of course,
always with with a phone, you're able nowadays to show so many things.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Then a very lovely thing that they have in many of these houses, they have like a little spa in the house. Very simple, very basic, but it's common. It's called I don't know how to call it, like stone bath.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they have like a bathtub that is half of it inside, or like, and the other part is outside.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they put herbs.
Okay.
And so you're inside your little hut. You go into the bathtub. It's filled with rocks and with herbs. And on the other side, sort of on the outside part,
yes.
maybe there's 20% outside of the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
They put hot stones.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
So you sort of have this like jacuzzi or sauna experience, but in a very, very natural place.
Yes.
And you just sort of keep on asking them to put more rocks when the water is getting all cold. And it was great to see how so many cultures, they value this thing of wellness and being in a nice warm bathtub with all these incredible herbs. Just the smell was beautiful, even though it was very rustic. But we love being able to do that. Of course, in the luxury hotels, they have that experience, but it's really different. We were happy to be able to experience it
in a home,
in a real, and how they do it. So and the food.
So yes, this was going to be my next question. How did you experience the food? Who was cooking? Was this the people that was hosting you, the wife, or don't know? But what did you eat as well?
Yeah. So I mean, I have to say the food was very good. They eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of meats as well. They have certain types of course, in the Himalayas, there's a lot of like butter made with a I forgot the names of the. I'll remember in a second. Of these animals, these big buffaloes, and the yak.
The yaks, yes.
So they have the milk of the yak and the butter, and so yes, strong tastes, but I have to say we ate really well. It's a bit of an influence with Indian.
This is what I was asking you. Given that they are not too far away, I mean they are almost close to India. Then you have Nepal that is not far.
So it's a mixture of all these cultures. Also China is in the other side. So of course it's that type sort of Asian, Indian, Asian type of food. It's very, very, very delicious, I have to say. We really enjoyed eating both at the hotels, in the monasteries, and at the homestays.
And if let's say you have to grade, I cannot say you can grade the population or hospitality or anything like that, but imagine you have to say, this is a country I would like to go back to, or maybe you would prefer then to be more going back to Nepal or to India. Will you go back to Bhutan?
Bhutan, I would say that's my number one place where I would want to go back.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I really recommend, sometimes when you were asking me of all the places I've been, for your listeners, your viewers, I would say Bhutan. Completely recommend it. Because you can have a bit of everything.
Yes.
You can have the more rustic experience or the more sort of luxury, and you have the peacefulness. It's a very safe country. It's very, very unique.
So you did feel safe even if you were going to be traveling just by yourself as a woman?
I think the most safe place I've felt. Absolutely safe.
Okay. This is important for our viewers who maybe would like to experience it on their own, and okay. And what would have been like, I wouldn't say shocking, because at the end of the day, what is shocking for me, maybe it's not shocking for them, but what would be the thing that would be like, oh my gosh, this was like out of this world. I've never seen something like this in the most unusual way to be.
Well, shocking. I mean, I think just how spiritual people were there, how really they value life, and the way they analyze how their life is, so different to the Western world.
Yes.
And even other Asian cultures that I've encountered.
Yes.
So I was very nicely shocked by that.
Yeah.
And the peacefulness and kindness of the people that I met. In Timbu, for example, there's not even a traffic light. There's a policeman directing traffic.
Yes,
So it's one of the few capitals in the world that.
Yes. Can you believe that in the capital there is no traffic light? So which means you have a gentleman driving, like we call this, the people will automatically stop and then they know the turn.
Yeah, no, and people are very respectful to each other. So I think that was the most nicely shocking thing that I experienced.
I understand where you're coming from. As you know, I live a long time in Singapore, and Singapore, there is also an approach like that with wealth and happiness. Even though in Singapore, you see it's a wealthy country, but the people have a wealthier way to approach that wealth. They're not first of all showing off, but it is normal. Imagine you have a beautiful home. You will bless that home. You say thank you. You'll be very grateful. You'll have water. You have, the Buddha to give him the apple to say thank you, to protect me. So there is an approach of respect towards that wealth. That when I came back to Europe, back in the Western world, I found it was very different. So yes,
and they have the same as in Singapore. Has to do a lot with the Buddhism. How beautiful it is to have the respect to the ancestors. All the houses have like a little shrine where you pay respect to your ancestors, and how all of that spirituality really comes to shine. And as you say, it's not about showing off how wealthy you are.
No. And even like now, I have never been to Bhutan, but I will go. I obviously was in Asia for a long time, so I went to several countries, but this one I didn't go because it is so small. I didn't know how advanced, how they were. Back then, I didn't know you yet, so I would have, we knew each other, but I didn't know you were there already. I think there is an approach with wealth that is just so different, even though that person made it and she have his beautiful home, but even towards that home, there will be a respect.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This is what I saw and I can imagine this is how they see it in Bhutan. And what would you, so yes, I think this is already so much, to take that with you, like how you approach wealth. What is wealth? What's happiness? At the end of the day, happiness.
You can be the most wealthy people and person and be completely unhappy in your life, right? Yes. So I think we have, as a society, we should really revalue what wealth means. Does it mean money, or does it mean well-being and happiness and peace and family ties, or just happiness, how you want to describe it, right?
Yes. And what is the best, is what is great. I'm sure this is where what you learn is great to have both.
Yes.
And yet being still respectful and be still grateful
and
appreciate. And so we're going to continue our little trip, and now we're going to stop in Mongolia, where you went as well, where you stayed as well. So what's the difference?
Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a completely different trip. Mongolia is also a very interesting country, much larger, as you know, than Bhutan, and so many things to tell you about Mongolia. Actually, we got to Mongolia from Moscow. We took the Trans-Siberian train.
Wow.
So it was 9 days in the train, crossing all of Siberia, all of Russia, which was just that part was extremely interesting. Of course, nowadays, unfortunately, how the politics in the world of what's going on is not possible. But back in the day, it was also, 8-9 years ago, maybe less, that we took this trip. So first, just to get, of course, you can get through Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, many other different ways. Actually, when we left Ulaanbaatar, we went through China, Shanghai, and then Shanghai, California. So but we decided to experience sort of getting there with a train, this incredible train ride that a lot of people have dreamt about, going through the Baikal Lake, Irkutsk, middle of Siberia, and just seeing how vast and the richness of Russia, and how much, how big of a country it is.
It is a huge country.
Country. Yes. So when we got to Ulaanbaatar, one of the things that I had always been interested in was these nomad families that are still living like back in the day, there's still nomads living in Mongolia on the steppe, whether it's at the Gobi Desert or just even at the outskirts of Ulaanbaatar.
Okay.
So you have this capital city where, how many inhabitants live there, but it's a large city that has very, very harsh climate, very harsh. And it's quite deserted. It's not like woody.
Yeah.
Of course, Mongolia had sort of the empire of the Genghis Khan. You've probably heard about him. He was in the 14th century.
Yes.
So everything is related to Genghis Khan and the Khans through sort of what happened in the 14th century.
So just explain a little bit for our viewers who are not a little bit aware.
Well, Genghis Khan was this conqueror that just basically, at a certain point in history, he conquered most of Asia.
Yeah.
And people, after that, the Mongolia, after this, the empire of the Genghis Khan and all the descendants, sort of lost power. And nowadays, Mongolia is a country that is not at all what it used to be.
Yeah.
But still, people are talking a lot about that time, the empire of Mongolia, of the Genghis Khan. So everything is square in Ulaanbaatar is the Genghis Khan Square or the Genghis Khan's son's palace, and so they have that part of history that every time they touch, and they talk about
because this was their pride.
Their pride, yeah. But of course, there were these crazy things that happened with Genghis Khan because he was just destroying entire countries, villages, and just very, very, it was horrible how some of the things you hear of the way he was conquering. So there's all this mix, of, he was quite, it was very crazy how
crazy. Yes, was conqueror as well in the same time.
But anyway, so people talk a lot about that time, sort of about that century. And then you have this city, which I don't necessarily say it's like a beautiful city, but it's interesting, like everywhere. They have very big squares where people gather together. But the most interesting of Mongolia is the nature.
The nature,
the desert.
Yes.
The steppe. This crazy. It's vast spaces with very, very little population. So you go from China or actually Bangladesh, where I had been, where the population is just so densely populated. Suddenly you're on Mongolia, which is one of the less densely populated countries in the world. So here, what I wanted to do, again with my mother, I wanted to see what it was to be hosted by a nomad family.
Okay.
So it took me a little while to do some research and to find a nomad family willing to host us.
Okay.
So I contacted a travel agency there, and then they took a couple of months to try to find somebody. And when they called me to tell me, yes, we have a family that is willing to host you. They've never had a foreigner before.
Oh, wow.
But they said yes, and you can spend some time with them. So it was all arranged. So when we got to Ulaanbaatar, we spent a few days in the capital, and then we went with a driver and a guide. Again, here a guide is a Mongolian guide that had spent some time in the US, so his English was quite good because, and the driver that is very familiar with, because there's no roads basically. So we took the road for a few hours, and then literally we started going in the steppe.
In the steppe, yes.
So there's just hills and hills and hills, and this vastness of space. You've never seen a place so open without anything, not even trees, just green grasslands. And so we started driving, and then I see that the driver is getting nervous because he cannot find the family.
Oh no.
And then we're saying, what's going on? Because we had been driving already like 2 or 3 hours. And then he told us, the nomad family, the spot where they were, when they went to talk to them to see if they were willing to host us, they were gone. Because they move pretty much every month or 2 months.
That's why they're nomad, correct?
They're nomads.
Yeah.
So of course they were not going to wait for us, right? They didn't. So they had moved to a new place. So this is like finding a
needle, right? Oh my God.
So he was just driving, and literally we're saying, okay, maybe it's not going to happen. And we're just about hesitating whether we should just go back. Suddenly, like in a cartoon, there's like they have these horses that are quite small, like almost pony.
Yes.
With a man still wearing the
long
costume.
Oh wow! Wow!
So suddenly there was this Mongol man just riding his horse, and when we saw him passing, the driver went really fast to try to get a hold of him. So the driver went down and he started explaining they knew this family and where they had gone. And then he says, yes, I know the family, and they're actually they go in that direction, and just just explain the driver where they were. Luckily, because that was the only way we found them. So we followed the directions, and we finally found them.
Yes.
And it was like 3 yurts or
Yes.
So this you will be able to see in the videos and the pictures. It's very traditional. Rounded houses,
Mongolian habitation.
Right? And so there were 3. So there was actually 2 families living there. The 3rd yurt was for the equipment, and all their animals. Okay, so this family that we stayed with actually is a very wealthy family. They had over 500 animals on their herd. Right.
So those 500 animals travel with them?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Really?
So basically, that's why they move. They move because the animals need new grass.
Okay.
So when they are finished in one area, they go somewhere else.
Yes.
So they have everything from sheep, horses, goats, and so when we arrived, I mean, of course, there was again this curiosity of why are you here? What can we, what can we tell you? What experience you want to live? What you want to do? And also tell us about you, where you come from.
Yes.
So, and they were very, very hospitable, even though they were very curious of why we had chosen and why we wanted to be with them. They were immediately super welcoming. So the first thing they give you, it's obviously something to drink.
Yes.
And they drink this fermented female horse, mare's milk.
The mares, yes.
The mare's
La
milk,
jumelle, yes.
of the horse.
Yes.
They ferment it. So this is sort of how they welcome you. So
and how does it taste?
I was very happy because our guide was telling us, because the guy was saying, why do we want to go there? He couldn't really understand why we wanted to go and do this. He says, well, the only thing I'm looking forward is the fermented milk they're going to give us when we get there. So I knew I was going to be able to pass my drink to him discreetly.
So you tasted it,
So we
and how
tasted
does it taste?
It's very, very strong taste.
Very
That is
sweet,
not something.
yes.
I mean,
So-
I think you have an acquired taste. But and so anyway, I mean, we were very nicely received, and we just told them that we wanted to help out in whatever we could do to help.
Yeah.
So they had little kids, so they were immediately passing me the babies to help them, carry
With the
them and
babies,
entertain them.
Yes.
So I spent a lot of time with the babies. Then in the evening, the sort of the host, the man of
The house.
the house, actually he goes to sort of get all the animals back closer. So back in the day, they used to go in horses.
Yes.
Now they go with a motorcycle.
Okay.
So he just told me, okay, jump with me and let's go and do this together. So I was sort of riding in the middle of the step, with this man. And obviously, we were just communicating with smiles because we couldn't
You
talk.
don't know, yes.
But I was just saying, what an incredible experience it is to be able to travel. And I'm so fortunate to be in a Sunday afternoon with a nomad man, Mongol man, just going around
Getting the cattle
to come back. And that was incredible. And then we saw how Mongolia has a lot of cashmere. It's very famous for the cashmere. Actually, in Ulaanbaatar, there's some incredible stores to buy cashmere.
Cashmere, yes.
And they had a lot of the sheep, the animal where the cashmere comes from. So they were one of the things that they were doing there was
this is
sort
what they trade.
They were trading, and they were sort of cutting the.
Yeah.
So we got to see that. We got to help a little bit on that. So just our day to day was, seeing how they live. We, of course, they have a lot of horses, so we also did some horseback riding. What was interesting was our sleeping arrangements.
Wow. So how was that?
because I honestly I hadn't thought about it too much. You
Yes.
know, I just wanted to get there.
Yes,
And then when I
yes.
was there, I told my mother, "Oh, I don't know how we're going to sleep." But so of course we ended up spending the night inside of the ger, inside of the yurt. Some people call it ger or yurt. So we ended up doing like a sleepover with with the whole family.
So how do they sleep?
So basically, they, as you can see, I mean, it's so nice inside. Even though every month they move, they actually decorate it very nicely inside.
Okay.
So and basically they have like an small bed, like
Yeah.
one person bed.
Yes.
That's normally where the woman of the house sleeps
Yes.
with the babies,
Okay.
and the man sleeps on the floor.
Okay.
So they have all these nice carpets. So
Yes.
a lot of people sleep on the floor.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's where my mother and I slept.
Slept,
We put
yes.
like our guide brought
Like a rug.
in the rug, but our guide luckily brought we had 2 sleeping bags.
Okay.
So they just rolled the sleeping bags on the floor. And so yeah, we slept there. And it was funny because my mother asked me, where do you want to sleep? Do you want to... Oh, because they have a big bowl of meat.
Okay.
So these people don't eat vegetables.
Okay.
They don't like them. They don't, because they don't have trees. They don't have...
Yes.
So they have this big bowl of meats, of all the meats of the animals that they have there, and passively they pass it around, and with a knife you sort of cut a piece of meat and you eat it.
How do you eat it?
Which is very strong, and the smell is it's quite
Okay.
So and they leave the bowl there in the
Where you
corner.
sleep? Where you
So
sleep?
my mother said when we saw the 2 sleeping bags, she says, "Oh, where do you want to sleep? Next to the meat or next to the man?"
She's very funny, your mother. Luckily, I know about that. So, and what did you
And I
choose?
said, "Chose to the next to the meat." So it was just a comfortable situation, of course.
Yes.
It was wonderful, but of course not everybody. So I slept next to the meat. My mother slept next to me, and then
Then
so when our host, the man of the house, when he arrived, we were already sleeping. So he was outside.
Okay.
And it's funny because when he came inside, I couldn't sleep. My mother was already sleeping, like if she was at the Ritz-Carlton. Honestly, I don't know how she could, but she was completely asleep.
Okay.
And it was a bit, it's a weird situation, and then it was starting to get cold. This was in May, so it was not cold, but obviously during the night, it was maybe 5 degrees Celsius, 6 degrees. So when the fire finished, obviously in the winter it's a completely different story, because in the winter they have their fire on all the time, but for them it was sort of the summer already, so they don't have fire inside the yurt during the night.
Oh wow.
Okay, so we were sleeping there, and when he came in, because he's dressed pretty much in the traditional
Yes.
and he has his big cape.
Yes, which is warm, right?
Very warm. It's like a big thick, which I don't know how many times it's been washed, but that's another thing. So anyway, when he saw my mother and I sleeping just in a sleeping bag, he took out his cape and he just threw it on top
on top of you
top of
guys.
us. So my first reaction was like, "Oh, this is not very clean." I said, "Okay, but I would just leave it on my feet, right? Because it's getting a bit chilly." And anyway, and he went to sleep, and then little by little it was getting colder and colder. I was just pushing.
Yes.
And at the end, when I woke up, I was sleeping like if it was a more comfortable duvet cover. Like, luckily, he covered us because it got really chilly.
Yeah.
And when I woke up in the morning, the first thing I had the 2-year-old baby.
Yes.
Sitting next to him. I mean, he woke up and he was like looking at us, like I said, "What? Who is this? You know, why is this?
Why
these
you
2
here?"
ladies here
Yes.
with these big eyes staring at us." That was incredible.
So, and what would they eat for breakfast?
Milk from the animals and just the meat.
They would eat meat all the time.
I don't know how the cholesterol level is, honestly. But because we had brought some vegetables with us.
Yes.
I mean, because with the guide, he really liked to cook. He was so sweet. He would put his
his bandana?
Like, bandana, like a little, not chef, but to cover his hair.
Okay.
So it was not like the most clean thing. But he would wear his...
Okay, to cover his hair. Very nice. Very
nice.
Very
he
good.
really liked cooking.
Yeah.
So luckily, because otherwise having to eat that meat for the whole time we were there.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was cooking some very nice things, and we were offering to the family. And when they saw the vegetables, they were like, "Absolutely not! What is that? We don't eat that. We don't like it."
Yeah, because of there are no trees, right? Just flat
It's just
grass.
completely flat, as you can see, there's this craziness of
Mhm.
there's no. Also, there's the bathroom arrangements.
Yes, this was going to be my next question.
And I'm telling all these things without you letting me. I just
It's
can't carry
okay.
on with
It's
all the
okay.
stories.
You know, I like to let you talk, and this is how I like to have my interview, to be a conversation. This is what you're having, a conversation. So tell me, how did you wash yourself? How was the hygiene and how?
Yeah. So they have water. Luckily, there's like natural water like springs that come.
Okay.
So they can get. But since they're only there for a month or two, they don't build bathrooms, right? And it's only very few people. Here there were just two families. Maybe there were 8 people there.
Okay.
So they just go in the wilderness. But the funny thing is that there's no trees.
No, yeah.
So you just have to walk as far
the
away so that you're just small and they don't see you.
Oh my god.
So it's not the most comfortable
situations. So to just go in the wild.
You just go in the wild, but unfortunately you cannot really hide. So the only thing you can do is walk as far away as you can.
And do they do that? Do they really go away?
Yeah, I'm sure some. I mean, when we're not there, I'm sure they don't go.
They
far
don't do
away.
that.
Yes, because it's just two families. So I'm sure they used to. But for us, we were like, okay.
Yes.
So it was not the easiest part.
I can imagine. So how long did you stay there with them?
So we stayed sleeping with them only 2 nights.
Okay.
It was enough. It was great. And in Mongolia, we were there for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
But actually living,
That's
which was I think the highlight of the trip was
a crazy experience. I mean, this is really an amazing experience. If you can get your finger on that and go do it. I mean, if you don't mind the hygiene and the food and
if you have that adventurous interest in how people live in other countries, I really recommend you. I invite you to do. Maybe now it's more and more common. I don't know. It would be great to know. If any one of you knows, please do let us know in the comments down below, so that we have an idea if Mongolia is on demand or not, or less, or what's going on. So the children are not schooling; they don't go to school, right? So they're there when they're little, and then, for example, this family, they had older children that were already in Ulaanbaatar studying.
Okay.
So they stay with a nomad family, like maybe till they're 6, 7, 8 years old, and then they go to Ulaanbaatar mostly, or to other bigger cities to study.
So Ulaanbaatar is the next big city.
Yeah, either the capital or the next big city.
Yes.
And the little kids, and you can see, I mean, they're so cute, and they have the means, because one this 2-year-old or 3-year-old baby. He had like this electric little car, so it's so funny because you see him driving. And then another interesting thing is that they have a satellite.
Okay.
So they have electricity generated by the car, because they go in this big trucks.
Okay. I see.
So they generate electricity, and they have antennas, so they actually have television.
Okay, so maybe now they have cell phones.
Oh yeah,
and so they will be able to watch us.
Probably. Yes, I want to say hi to this lovely family.
Yes, and you have to send it to your guide.
I will.
You know, so we can,
for sure. Just like I would send it to Shultrim from Bhutan.
Yes.
So it was so funny because we were inside the bear and we were watching the equivalent of American Got Talent, but like Mongolia Got Talent. You know, just saying it's unbelievable how they have access now to the world and to technology, and they were just watching TV in there.
This is crazy, isn't it? Do you think that, like, with the evolution of the world, and do you think this will continue, like them living this way, of a nomad way, or do you feel that it's going to be becoming more and more difficult for them to adapt to such a thing?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I think with the way the world is changing, I think there's less and less nomad people, even in Mongolia. I hope it continues. I think it's a beautiful way of living. And there's so much space for them to still do it.
Yes.
People. Now, what I do know, some travel agencies in Mongolia are organizing trips to the steppe or to the Gobi Desert.
Okay.
Where you actually stay in there, but they're tourist cares.
Yes.
But you can still be in the nature and stay inside of those cares.
Yes.
It's a very different experience as actually being in a real one with a family. But I know for those that want to live sort of an in-between experience, they can do that. So do remember, if you have any questions and anything you would like to ask Natalia, do not hesitate to
to send us a comment, to Natalia's details will be always down below every series that we do with her. And honestly, we have a lot of country to discover together with Nathalia. You just come back from Guinea, right?
No, I was in West Africa.
In West Africa,
I was
yes.
in Togo, Benin, and Ghana.
In Ghana, and those are countries that we'll talk about as well, part of our Globetrotter series. But do not hesitate, even if you have any questions on education, how can you mix both traveling and education? Natalia is quite knowledgeable on that too. She will be able to guide you and to help you. Natalia, I thought it was an amazing experience, but also storytelling that you just told us. Like, I was listening to you and I was imagining you in that huge vast space, into the hut with the man and I was imagining the host, the man, like a tall guy. so and how are they dressed? The women, I'm sure they're also amply dressed,
and you will see inside the bear in the videos that I'm gonna send you, and you're gonna be able to
that we actually can see at the moment as we are talking. So thank you so much, and it's an amazing way to talk about this both country, Bhutan and Mongolia, live here in California.
Hard to imagine the two we're in the same planet.
Exactly.
Such different places. That's the beauty of this planet, right?
And I hope that in due time they keep this, they continue living their life as they are doing now, so that we can get to experience, to see this difference, the difference in between the Western world and all the other those other places that you've been, and amazing stories that you're telling us. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
and
Joy.
I will see you soon for sure with our next Globetrotter, live someplace or on the Zoom, but we will do that, and then we will be able to come up with other countries that we have visited. So maybe next time we touch base again on Africa, and some remote places in Africa that you have visited that is actually not very well known.
Yes, of course. There's interesting to talk about West Africa, and of course we can do general about different places in Africa that I've been. That'd be a nice episode.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching, and I will wish you a beautiful day or a beautiful night here in California. We are still during the afternoon. We're going to start lunch soon. So Natalia, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for having me
on
Globetrotter with you. It's your series, and we'll continue doing that.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.